Hi everyone, hashtag B1 Less News and hashtag CDC Whistleblower. We're going to focus on hashtag Hear Us today because we initiated a challenge yesterday for everyone to launch their hashtag Hear Us photos on Twitter, and it's been an outrageous success. But I want to start where this all begins and ends sometime in the next few days, and it's with what Jerry Brown does with SB 277. And there is so much rich and interesting history around that. Jerry Brown's father, Pat Brown, was the governor in 1961 when there was a ton of controversy around the original requiring of vaccines in California, and he initiated the very first personal belief exemption. In 2015, we are hoping that Jerry Brown will continue his father's personal belief exemption to the state of California and veto SB 277. So let me get over here. So here's the Hear Us. I put in hashtag Hear Us, hashtag SB 277, and at Jerry Brown GOV. There's some controversy about which account goes to him. This account has over 1 million followers, so we're pretty sure that's the one. But if you find others, by all means, add those too. We're just chock full of these photos of people doing these are all since last night. All of these, because we did a video. You can watch the video of the day one videos, which is tinyurl.com/hearusday1, the numeral 1. That was just gorgeous. So I want to spend a little bit of time on this California history. It might be a little bit boring, but you can find this document at tinyurl.com/1961PBE. I found through Zena is the one that pointed this out. We think it's by Carl Pascal. I have not been able to find the original document. We marked Kelly Fincher in Texas, who's been working tirelessly with us. Huge shout out to her. She's Healthy Own on Twitter. Been making amazing videos for us. You can find her videos at tinyurl.com/truthtubes. But please read this, tinyurl.com/1961PBE. It goes into explaining that it was a highly contested bill in 1961, even though there were only 5 shots and polio was still very rampant and people were still dying of polio. So it's just to compare and contrast Pat Brown with Jerry Brown. If Jerry were to sign SB 277 into law, is going to be a best-selling book, and I just don't think Jerry's going to escape ultimately the landslide of criticism that would come with SB 277 if he weren't to veto it, because of the so many things associated with it, from AB 2109, his signing letter. Let me see if we can find that. Tim, did you just tweet that, the signing letter? I think you did.
I haven't tweeted it for a while.
Oh, look at that cute picture. Oh. So there's a signing letter that's floating around. Let's see if we can find it at SB 277. But Tim, can you talk a little bit about, about what you think is going on with the hashtag Hear Us challenge, and explain the challenge quickly?
The challenge is basically post a picture of yourself holding the Hear This sign, Hear Us sign, I'm sorry, and with capital VETO, veto, SB 277 hashtag, and post it to at Jerry Brown GOV, and basically ask your friends and family to do that, because this is a critical day.
And here's some videos of people in opposition. They gave incredibly powerful opposition speeches on the floor, and those are available at tinyurl.com/truthtubes. Kelly broke those up for us too, even though she's in Texas. So you did yours. Tell us about your Hear Us, Candace. Do you have to leave? Do you mind?
No, I'm here.
Oh.
I heard about this late last night because we were having a birthday, and so I wrangled the children and made our sign, and now I'm going to challenge all my friends and family to do the same.
So the goal is to have it be like the Ice Bucket Challenge, because I firmly believe the Ice Bucket Challenge was a huge success, not because people knew what ALS was. It's a very, very, it's not a very common disease at all. There's only about 10,000 people that have ALS, but rather because of the structure of the challenge, that when you challenge someone, they got to step up. So you got to make this fun for people, and it doesn't take that much for people to understand that SB277 is a disaster. Anybody trying to convince themselves that SB277 is anything but an abject disaster is not only not doing any of the research, but they also have absolutely no historical reference for our planet, because it's very, very crazy. Most of the things that happened in all of these countries where millions of people were killed, the things they did were legal. And I would challenge Governor Brown to think not how the country is now, but how the country could be in 20 years. Because every law that you put into place that limits the liberty of the people that you govern could potentially cause all kinds of problems later on when people perhaps have a different idea about controlling the masses, just not to go crazy. But this one, who found this one? Tim, you found this one. Who is this? And because we had a lot of talk yesterday about hashtag Hear Us, because we're very judicious in our use of hashtags, and it's very late in the game to try to introduce a new one. But there's a whole team of people that wanted to introduce a new one. And so what does this mean as far as success to you, Tim?
SB277 at this point couldn't be a greater juxtaposition to what's happening with the Supreme Court decision, with LBGT rights, and then the Confederate flag and the shooting. To have a position where our rights are being diminished as parents, and our last line of defense against the pharmaceutical companies dictating what happens to our children. And there is this movement going on within the African American community to say justice or else, Black Lives Matter, and vaccine movement, which is a little bit separate from what we've been doing. But Minister Tony Muhammad and Minister Louis Farrakhan have brought it together, and they're actually joining forces and actually including our movement in their platform for their march on Washington, D.C. So it was very thrilling to me to see. Up to this point, we've kind of been a little bit going on different paths. To see Minister Tony Muhammad jumping in on the Hear Us veto for SB 277 day one is very uplifting and moving to me.
Well, and I think for you, you were extremely instrumental yesterday in pushing this from a thought to a reality, because I mean, now that we've done this social media stuff since August of 2014, we understand that you could think you have a great idea for a hashtag all day long, and you can throw it at the wall like you do spaghetti, and you just don't know which one's going to stick and which one's going to go somewhere. And they usually have to start with something that happens in the news or something that's memorable that then you attach a hashtag to that they can remember, with a couple of exceptions. The hashtag #BeOneLess and the hashtag mine, it was spaghetti that stuck when we were trying to do that. So to try to create a new hashtag that actually started to do what we wanted it to do is unbelievably rare. So to have it to have had it yesterday really do exactly what we wanted to do, which people have created all these exactly what we wanted. They've made all of these photos of them doing the hashtag Hear Us. It couldn't have been more successful yesterday. We'll probably have 10 times as many today. So great job to everybody. It does seem powerful. The one criticism I would say, and maybe Tim, you can help me with this, analyzing it. Our goal with the Hear Us was that it was mostly for these photos. And now people have just been adding Hear Us for all of these other things. Like, I don't know who Angie is, but this, when you do the same one over and over, it just dilutes what we're doing with the photos like this one. If we could have people reserve the hashtag Hear Us for mostly just these pictures, it would be unbelievably powerful. Do you have thoughts on that, Tim?
I agree with you 100%. The simpler, the more direct, the more likely Governor Brown's office is going to get this message. And I just have to eat crow because I mean, we were a little bit dismayed the first hour, but I reminded you that yesterday, Sunday afternoon, is the worst time to tweet, when Tuesday afternoon is the best time to tweet. So it's just very rewarding to see people take off, and actually when it's on a nice weekend, to actually take the time to put this together with their family and put the messages out there. So
Well,
thank you to everybody, and I appreciate everybody's effort and praying for everybody's family.
Well, and I want everyone to look forward to, there's a huge event that's going to start today, and you're going to be hearing about it. None of this can happen if you don't have the Facebook leaders and the Facebook groups and the people super interested in doing anything they can. So I'm just going to play for the rest of this, the Hear Us Day 1. So it's tinyurl.com/Hear Us Day 1, and we're going to create these every day. So if you get it done, you'll be in the video. So here you go.